What is up, guys? Steezy Collector back with my first video of the year of 2017. What I've decided to do is to show all of my custom figures, all of my custom Star Wars figures that I made in 2016 last year. So starting off, I'm going to do it section by section. There will be some here that I have not shown on YouTube yet. If you want to see my customs before I make videos on them on YouTube, make sure you follow me on Instagram at steezycollector_customs, and there you will be able to see all my customs before I make videos, because it's easier to take a photo than it is to make a video. So starting off with my Jedi Master Kakashi. This is the leader of Genesis Squad. I gave him nice dark colors because Genesis Squad is advanced recon fighter troopers, so they're always hiding out, scouting, and planning ambushes and all that stuff. So he's dark to blend in with shadows and all that. Next up we have Mythos Obi-Wan Kenobi. Give you a 360 of him. He's really cool. Very happy with how he turned out. A lot of cool things going on with him. Bring him in a bit. Put down the brightness for a second so you can see all the grit and dirt that's dry brushed onto him. So yeah, based on the Sideshow collectible Mythos Obi-Wan statue. And then a very, very simple Jedi custom, Wolf Sazin. Yeah, pretty simple, very simple one to make. Just had to sculpt in the horns, sculpt some hair over the horns to come out across his face like it does. This Jedi has had his arm cut off by Darth Nil from about here. So this is, I took the hand out for it to just, show that that is meant to be loose, flapping cloth. For you guys that aren't familiar with him, he's from the Star Wars Legacy comics with Darth Trai, the One Sith Order, Cade Skywalker, all that sort of stuff. So that is my Jedi of 2016. Now let's take a look at the Sith. Alrighty, Sith time. I made more Sith than I did Jedi. Starting off with the ladies first. Darth Zannah. I actually need to go back and paint her hair blonde, but I didn't have any blondish color paint when I made her, so I need to revisit her. But this is how she is at the moment. Darth Zannah is Darth Bane's apprentice. Again, very, very simple custom, no sculpting, just repainting here. And but yeah, pretty happy with how she turned out. And then we have Darth Trai, which was a pain in the ass to paint with all this white. Totally resculpted her head in these little braids. I've got the lightsabers floating around her thanks to some twisty ties. Would like to get some clear ones, but black will do for now. I'm very happy with how she came out. Uses a Jaina Solo, however you want to pronounce her name, body as a base. And pretty sure the G.I. Joe was a Baroness head that I sculpted over. Alright, on to the dudes. We'll knock out the just randoms on the way. Firstly, just a random dude I made, sort of like a KOTOR inspired style Sith with the big armor pieces and stuff like that. Looks pretty cool. There's this big mask that can be removed. Shoulder pads can be removed as well. And yeah, I'm very happy with how he turned out. He looks really cool. Just a random custom that I decided to make one day out of a bunch of spare pieces. But very happy to have made him. Then we have a Sith Acolyte or Sith Warrior, Knights of the Old Republic style. Used a G.I. Joe, what was it, Cobra Commander, I think, as a base. And have a, what head was this? Ice Viper, I think it might have been, underneath the mask, where you take off his visor. That's what it looks like underneath. Looks really cool. Nice sinister look. I like the ornate details on the body there. Gave him some gauntlets. Looks really cool. And yeah, very happy with how he turned out as well. So my Sith Warrior / Sith Acolyte, whatever you want to call him. And then we have my most recent Sith that has not been seen on YouTube or Instagram, so you guys watching this will be the first to see him. A Zabrak Sith made with a Darth Vader body, a Savage Opress head, Night Adder arms that have been painted, and yeah, that's pretty much all he has. And these sweet big shoulder pads, which I found a really cool technique for making shoulder pads. It's probably been done before, but I'm going to keep that as a bit of a steezy collector secret for now. But yeah, very happy with how he turned out as well. Looks really cool on that Vader body. It looked too much like Darth Vader until I added those shoulder pads, and then it sort of set it apart a bit more, and now I can live with how he looks. So I really dig him. Wish I could make him look a bit less like Darth Vader, but it is what it is. The body works for what I wanted it to look like, and yeah, very cool. And then finally, one custom that I actually revisited and upgraded this year was my Darth Warlock custom, and he's a big dude. Savage Opress, armored Savage Opress body, and male Togruta head, that Chancellor dude, that little whatever the fuck he was. Yeah, used his head. Oops, he doesn't want to spin because the... Yeah, so he looks pretty cool as well. So that is all of the Sith that I have put together and customized in 2016. And now let's take a quick look at the Clone Troopers. It was a small year for Clone Troopers for me. I did not make many at all, but I did make my post-explosion concept art inspired ARC Trooper Echo with robotic limbs, based on, I can't remember who drew the concept artwork, but I did find that guy on Facebook and showed him a custom of the figure, and he was really stoked that someone made a action figure based on his concept work. So if you look up concept ARC Trooper Echo, you will find the artwork that I based this custom off, or you can go look in my previous videos, and I'm pretty sure I showed a photo of it in the video. So this is actually, I had this guy on the back burner for a very long time. I think it took like 18 months for me to complete this custom from start to finish, because I just put it aside for so long and ended up moving houses, so he was in storage for like 6 months. But he's finally done, and he's standing with my Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan while they greet Genesis Squad, getting off their Republic gunship. And then one that I have not shown on Instagram or YouTube, my Clone Commando, green Clone Commando with a rocket launcher, I guess. Probably looks a bit black on camera. Let me bring him forward a bit into the light, see if I can... Yeah, there we go. You can sort of tell he's a really dark green, the same green as Genesis Squad actually. So, oops. But yeah, very simple. It's just a repaint of the Clone Wars boss. And yeah, that's about it for clones this year. Let's take a look at my bounty hunters and scum and villainy sort of dudes. Okay, scum and villainy. Kicking it off with my arms dealer, who ironically has no arms. They're both robotic. He lost one arm for double crossing the Black Sun, and the other one for double crossing the Hutts. But I dig how this guy turned out. I used a G.I. Joe Cobra Commander head for the helmet, head piece, whatever you want to call it, the mask. Some Build-A-Figure droid arms for these lower arms. I think I use a snake eyes for the torso and a think the cape is also from a Cobra Commander. Looks very cool. I dig him a lot. He looks very Star Warsy to me. You would see him in the slums of Coruscant dealing weapons and ammunition and death sticks, I guess. So that is him. And then we have my bounty hunter, who is a mix and mash of a bunch of different figures. Some Marvel Universe pieces are in here as well. These Captain America hands. And this is a Snake Eyes coat. I think the base was a Snake Eyes as well. But these bottom part of these legs are from a Marvel Universe Captain America, spliced onto some G.I. Joe legs here. But I really like the big trench coat that this guy has. It looks really cool. And the it's got a sniper rifle there. And the head is, I think that was a, not sure, Snake Eyes head, and I took the visor and flipped it down over the mouth to give him that sort of Darth Malak look. Either way, he looks really cool, so I'm happy with how he turned out, as I am with pretty much all my customs. I mean, if I don't like them, I keep working on them till they're good enough. And finally, for this section, my custom smuggler Twi'lek, who I have named Shadi Lasan. Clone Wars Aayla Secura. Armored up this arm, sculpted some straps, repainted everything, added that little armor piece from the Clone Wars Aayla Secura that I had in my photo box. Sculpted on a strap and a pouch here. So she's also very simple. Aside from this arm here, it has the most work out of all the figure. The rest is just repaints and a bit of sculpting over here. But she looks pretty cool. I dig her a lot. And now let's take a look at, finally, my Mandalorians. Okay, there's going to be more Mandalorians than there is of the rest of the sections all put together. So I'm going to sort of section them off a bit and try and group them together. So first off, I'm going to do my Jango Fett Open Seasons Mandalorians, starting with Tor Vizsla, which was a repaint of Jester Mareel, followed by young Jango Fett and his buddy Silas, and then finally a Mandalorian named Miles that gets cut in half by... who cuts him in half? It was a Jedi. The Jedi attacked a Mandalorian camp, and yeah, this guy got cut in half. So these are my 4 Open Seasons, Jango Fett's Open Seasons Mandalorians. Let's take a look at some more. Alright, next up, my Mandalorians that use Star Wars figures as a base that aren't from Jango Fett's Open Seasons. We have this Mandalorian here with a robotic arm. Uses a Evo Trooper as a base. So I dig the red. This is one of my first custom Mandalorians of 2016. Then my most recent Mandalorian of 2016, Mandalore the Tamer, is what I have named him. He has a really cool light whip, and he is based off a Mandalore the Indomitable from the Fett Legacy 3-pack. And then just a Death Watch Scout that uses a, I'm not sure why he's green, I painted him up green, I guess more to blend in with the bushes and trees and stuff he'll be scouting out in. But uses a Pre-Vizsla as a base. Cool custom backpack with a little radio there. And a shotgun. And then this one could very well be shown with my custom Jedi, but since he's on display with my Mandalorians, I thought I'd show him off with my Mandalorian. So this is Obi-Wan in the Mandalorian armor, as you see in Star Wars Clone Wars. So I dig him a lot. I have reviewed this guy. He doesn't have a jetpack. That's all good. So these are some more of my Mandalorians. And then let's take a look at the rest. And now we have the Mandalorians that don't use Star Wars figures as the base. Starting off with the Mandalorian Tracer, using a mix of G.I. Joe stuff as the base. Dig him. And then we have my two female Mandalorians, both using the same base. I think it was a Scarlet as the base. Oops, sorry. There we go. Scarlet as the base. This one has a casted head from one of my buddies on Instagram. And this one has the concept, one of the concept helmets that comes with the concept Boba Fett from the 30th anniversary. So I'll move them out of the way. Then we have this big bastard, the Mandalorian Brute. I'm pretty sure is what I named him. He is huge. He uses a G.I. Joe. Well, what's the character's name? It's the dude that's played by The Rock. Roadblock. There we go. That's his name. And he is a massive dude, so he is a massive base figure, which makes a massive Mandalorian. So he's very cool. Then we have this guy here. Uses an Iron Grenadier as the base. One of my more recent customs actually. Have not shown this guy on YouTube yet, but he has been shown on Instagram. Dig him. I like this color of blue. I like all the highlights on him. They really make him pop a little bit more. And then we have my Urban Mandalorian that uses a 3.75 inch Hawkeye as a base. There's some cool katanas on the back there. And yes, and I did say the rest, but that was a bit premature considering we were only halfway through. But now I will show you the last group of Mandalorians. And then finally we have the Rancor Tooth Collective, which consists of these 5 G.I. Joe Accelerator Suit Ripcord figures. And this Darth Malgus, which I have turned into a Mandalore the Merciless, which is just a custom Mandalore I made up to, be the leader of this squad here. So, pretty cool. I dig the red. I do have a trade worked out to send these helmets off to the guy that I mentioned just before. Casted some helmets and sent them to me from Instagram. I'm going to send these helmets off to him, and he has sent me some, classic Mandalorian helmets that I'm going to paint up and put on these guys. So I have to get around to doing that. I was just waiting for the new year to roll over and the Christmas rush to calm down, so that there's not like a million packages going back and forwards through international mail. Which, there always is quite a few, but it's just significantly more at Christmas. So now that that's over, I'll get that package sent off to you, buddy. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed all my customs of 2016. There'll be plenty more in 2017. I'm already working on some more Mandalorians over on my custom bench. Give me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Let me know which is your favorite group, or favorite Mandalorian, or favorite Jedi, whatever. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.